Welcome back everyone. I just got my hands on the Samsung Galaxy Note 20. I had to go out and buy it. But let's go ahead and compare it to the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Now, brand new, both phones are costing around the same price. The 11 Pro Max costs $1099 to buy brand new. The Note 20 cost $1,000 to buy brand new. However, the 11 Pro Max has gone down in value quite a bit. You can pick one, actually not quite a bit, you can pick one up for around like $800 to like $900 on a good day. I'm sure if you go on eBay, I think on Amazon they're pretty cheap too, which I'll leave linked down below. But the Note 20 you can actually pick up for $1,000 brand new. However, I guarantee you in a couple of months, that phone will go down to like $800 and $900 easily, probably within like the first week. And then within like 2 months from now, it'll cost like $300 or something. Totally joking. But I'll leave both of these linked down below in the description so you can pick them up from there and help support the channel at the same time. Now looking on the front, the iPhone 11 Pro Max has that 6.5-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display. Its panel resolution is actually 1242 by 2688, and it was actually a pretty good panel. There really wasn't too much to hate on it in my opinion. The colors were great. There really wasn't anything wrong with it in my opinion. I'm just so used to these type of panels to be honest at this point. Now you do have a little bit of a notch up top, or compared to the Note 20, it's a pretty big notch. Hopefully with the newer generation, they'll, shrink it down a little bit. They probably won't, but I think overall it's a really good panel. The viewing angles are great, and I'm just really glad that this panel is as good as it is, True Tone as well. And, I don't really have too much to hate on it and not really too much to say. I mean, I'm so used to, and I think everyone is so used to this type of panel. So the iPhone 11 Pro Max's panel is really good still, where the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 has a 6.7-inch Super AMOLED Plus display. However, this resolution is 1080p, so you're getting a little bit of a lower resolution on the Galaxy Note 20's panel, which also isn't really a good mix because it is a bigger panel. So you're still not going to see the pixels. It's still going to be a really good panel, but just in the back of your head, you're going to have to always remember that this panel isn't necessarily as good as the 11 Pro Max's panel. I will say a big caveat though, Samsung does actually make the panels for the iPhone 11 Pro Max and all those OLED panels. So you're still getting a Samsung panel kind of on both, but the Note 20, for some reason, they skimp out on their own lower end panel. Now you do have that hole punch display on this phone, which makes the phone look that much better in my opinion. And when you're looking at them in terms of the front, the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 actually does look a little bit better than the iPhone 11 Pro Max. You don't have to deal with that notch, even though I'm used to it. You have pretty much no notch on the Note 20 and just that hole punch display, which is a really, really cool thing on this phone. So in terms of the front, I might just have to give the edge to the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 because of that hole punch display. The Note 20 has USB Type-C on the bottom, the 11 Pro Max has a lightning port, and on the back, a little bit of a different setup. Okay, so we still have that triple camera setup, and it's funny because the Note 20's camera panel looks almost as if like the 11 Pro Max and the Note 10 had a baby, and then that's like the Note 20's, but the 11 Pro Max has this frosted glass back on the back of the 11 Pro, which feels really, really good. It feels like a premium phone, like there's really nothing wrong with it, and it feels like a it feels like a $3,000 phone to be honest, where the Note 20 has a little bit of a different texture to it. So I don't know how to explain it. It's like a glass and plastic combination, and it feels kind of like a rubbery, it kind of feels like the Pixel 4's back, but a little bit better in my opinion. I don't know what the heck they were thinking with the Pixel 4, but this one feels a little bit better than that, but it feels worse than the 11 Pro Max. So when I'm holding both in the hand, the Note 20 and the 11 Pro Max, the Note 20 just doesn't feel as premium as something as the iPhone 11 Pro Max. And I think this has more to do with the frosted glass back on the 11 Pro versus the plastic thing, whatever corny name they had for the Note 20. So in terms of the body and the outside, I will definitely give the edge to the iPhone 11 Pro Max for feeling that much better in the hand, where the Note 20 just doesn't feel as premium when it comes to the body. The Note 20 does have that S Pen though, which is really cool, and that's a huge advantage for something like the Samsung Galaxy Note 20. The iPhone 11 Pro Max does not have any capability like that, so that's another big thing to keep in mind. Both have IP68 dust and water resistance as well, which is really cool. So in terms of the body, I'll definitely say the Note 20 I think is the better looking phone, but the 11 Pro Max is the better feeling phone at the end of the day. So in terms of the outside, that really pretty much covers it. In terms of the software, this is another really big thing. So we're having Android and iOS, another big comparison here. In my opinion, both are great. You need to determine which one you like and then kind of go from there. But the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 is going to be getting 3 more versions of Android. So it's going to be getting Android 11, 12, and then 13. I think it's going to end off on 13. Where the iPhone 11 Pro Max is just getting started with updates. It's starting off with iOS 13. It's going to be getting 14, 15, 16, 17. It's going to be lasting for quite a bit of time longer than the Samsung Galaxy Note 20. So keep that in mind. You're going to be getting a longer lasting phone on a phone like the iPhone 11 Pro Max over a phone like the Samsung Galaxy Note 20, but quite a bit. But I will say, currently, as of this point, you're still going to be fine. You're going to be getting multiple years of software support from both. So if you're getting these phones in 2020 or 2021, there's no point in freaking out about that right now. But, a couple years from now, that's when things and, these type of software updates and everything are going to really start showing its age. So that's a really big thing to keep in mind. So at the end of the day, that's kind of what I'll tell you in terms of the software standpoint. Now, in terms of the performance standpoint, I'll go ahead and tell you the specs and I'll tell you the real world use right after. The iPhone 11 Pro Max has that Apple A13 Bionic chip, hex-core CPU with 4 gigs of RAM on each model, where the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 has the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 Plus chipset, an octa-core CPU, an Adreno 650 GPU, and 8 gigs of RAM on each model. And what I can tell you about the performance, first of all, starting with the iPhone 11 Pro Max, I think it's a great performing phone for the most part. I had really not that many things to complain about. It did the job. Anytime I did anything with it, it was there. And the one great thing about iOS is that the performance not only is great, but the smoothness is there too. It feels like a very, very smooth device. And that's one of the biggest highlights for a phone like an iOS device. You can even pick up an iPhone 10, and in cases that might feel a little bit better and more smoother than a phone like in Galaxy Note 10 or a Galaxy Note 20 even in some cases. So a phone like the 11 Pro Max not only feels very premium and, performs very heavy, but it's very smooth as well. And that's something that, I feel like a lot of people talk about, but it's not really ingrained in many people's heads. And the performance is still there too. It's a great performing phone. Or a phone like the Samsung Galaxy Note 20, it's an extremely great performing phone, okay? I mean, I love to say it. I love hyping up these Android devices too. Now, in terms of the performance on the Samsung Galaxy Note 20, that is a very, very good performing phone. I mean, it is one of the best performing phones I've ever used as of this point. Now, things like this can change though because, a new phone like the OnePlus 8T could come out and that could overtake it. But it's a very good performing phone. Like, it's almost instantaneous. Whenever I click on anything, it's pretty fast. And I feel like this is what happens with any phone that I buy brand new. I said the same thing with like the 11 Pro Max. I said the same thing with the Note 10 back in the day. I probably said the same thing about like the iPhone 8 and the Galaxy S8 from back in the day too. As soon as you pick these things up, that becomes kind of the newest, fastest thing. So what I mean by that is the Note 20 is a very good performing device. I don't really think there's anything wrong with it. When I compare both of them, when I used both of them, they both feel very fast. They both feel one of the same, but I still think the iPhone 11 Pro Max may be the smoother device. And I always feel like this whenever I compare an Android and an iPhone. It almost seems like the Androids sometimes are the faster ones. They can, load up games faster and all that stuff, but it just almost feels like the iPhones are just the smoother device at the end of the day. So what I can tell you is in terms of the performance, the Note 20 may have the advantage for now, but the iPhone 11 Pro Max is a very good performing phone still. So in terms of that really pretty much covers it up. Now hitting on the cameras, you have a triple camera setup on both devices. On the iPhone 11 Pro Max, you have 3 12-megapixel sensors, a wide, telephoto, and ultra-wide sensor. With the Samsung Galaxy Note 20, you have that 12-megapixel wide, 64-megapixel telephoto, and then 12-megapixel ultra-wide sensor. And both phones are great. Both phones have tremendous cameras in both of them. You have the ability of shooting 4K at 60 on both phones too, which is really cool. But you have the ability of shooting 8K video on the Samsung Galaxy Note 20, which is huge, and that's one of the coolest things ever. It's not the best thing ever, it's whatever. No, I'm totally joking. It's just one of those things that once you get it onto your device, I'm sure none of you guys are going to use it, but it's still one of those really cool things that, future-proof yourself kind of in a way. So in terms of that, you have to give huge props to Samsung for doing that for the Note 20 as well as the S20 from back in the day. But the 11 Pro Max, I always feel like the audio quality on the iPhones are much better, and I still stand by that. I feel like when you take a video on the 11 Pro Max, you're getting a better audio quality, so that's a very important thing to keep in mind as well. I feel like pictures and photos are going to look better on the Note 20. They're going to look more vibrant, but the videos may look better on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So a lot of flip-flopping, but that's kind of what I think. Again, somebody could take a photo and it could look way better, but that's kind of what I think currently. On the front though, you have a 12 megapixel sensor on the 11 Pro Max and a 10 megapixel sensor on the Samsung Galaxy Note 20. You can do 4K at 60 on both. And I think the Note 20 has a really good camera, but I feel like the 11 Pro Max may have a little bit of an advantage when it comes down to it. So in terms of that really pretty much covers up the camera setups. Now ending it off with the battery life, you you have a 3,969 mAh battery on the iPhone 11 Pro Max and a 4,300 mAh battery on the Galaxy Note 20. And in terms of that, I kind of want to give the edge to the iPhone 11 Pro Max. I feel like this phone may have a little bit of a better battery life, but I will say in terms of the battery features, you are getting a really cool feature on the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 that the iPhone 11 Pro Max actually does not have, and that is reverse wireless charging. You do have reverse wireless charging on a phone like the Samsung Galaxy Note 20, so you can go and charge an iPhone 11 Pro Max if you want to, but you don't have that capability on a phone like the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So again, that's a pretty big thing to keep in mind. It's totally up to you whether you like it or not. It's not my choice, but in my opinion, I truly do think that the iPhone 11 Pro Max has the better battery life, but the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 has the better battery features at the end of the day. So in terms of that kind of covers up everything I wanted to hit on. And to answer the question, which one is the better phone between these two? Now, that's kind of an open-ended question. I don't know. They both have their strong suits. They both have their things that are weird about them. A really cool thing about the Note 20 is that you do have the S Pen support. And for those of you who have used Android devices and you like them and you currently own a Galaxy Note, going with the Note 20 is a very good device, and there's a lot of reasons to pick it up. The iPhone 11 Pro Max is still a tremendous device too, even though it's almost a year old. You're still getting a ton of software updates. You're getting a lot of different things from the 11 Pro Max that the Note 20 may not have, and the same thing with the Note 20. So I really don't think one blows the other one out of the water, but in my opinion, these phones are more similar than not. If I have an 11 Pro Max or if I have a Note 20, I wouldn't necessarily go from one phone to the other. I would consider that a side grade. But I'll leave both of these linked down in the description below so you can pick them up from there and help support the channel at the same time. But that's really pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section as well. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.